Get a load of this stupidity from Kelvin MacKenzie, former disgraced editor of The Sun, an all-round gobshite. Listen to his logic here. Nurses and ambulance workers are reported to be on the verge of accepting an across-the-board pay rise of £1,400, an unconsolidated payment of around £600 to £700, and a further 5% in the summer. The deal only happened because they lifted strike threats. Junior doctors take note. See, he can't even bring himself to accept that industrial action works. He can't. He's attributing no success to the strikers themselves or the threat of strikes, and he's almost attributing the deal to the generosity of the government and employers for rewarding the workers for being grown-ups and lifting their threats of strikes. That's what he's getting at here. So he's giving the industrial action no credit whatsoever, even though it's clearly worked. So what is he saying to the junior doctors? So he's saying to the junior doctors, don't go out on strike, say you're not going to strike, and you may get a little pittance thrown your way. It's ridiculous. So this is a clear and obvious example of industrial action working. But this moron who hates unions with a passion cannot give them any credit. Just let me give you another example of his hatred of unions. Have a look at this. In the last 2 weeks, commuters have photographed idle RMT workers asleep in the important control room. It handles fire emergencies, etc. at Tooting Bec tube station. At TfL says, it does not fit with our usual high standards. Bollocks. It fits neatly. Bet the lazy sods aren't fired. So, what is he talking about when he says photographing idle RMT workers? Bear in mind he said RMT workers. This is what he's talking about. So this gentleman was photographed at Tooting Bec tube station and he looks to be asleep. He is a Transport for London employee. But how are you attributing this? How do you know he's an RMT member? How are you attributing this man being asleep to the RMT? This man might be working today during the tube strike. This man might be asleep in his chair again today during the tube strike. He might have turned up at work today with nothing to do because the trains aren't running, and he may be asleep in his chair again. He may not be an RMT worker at all. So anything to smear unions, anything. Just can't wait. He just cannot wait to do so. Because remember, his whole grift for as long as he's been involved in journalism, if you want to call it that, his entire grift has been turning the working classes against each other. And even at 73 years old, or however the hell old this guy is now, he just cannot stop. It's too lucrative for him. And the culture war is unfortunately alive and well. And parasites like this will continue to attempt to turn good people against each other. And we can't let it happen. We simply cannot. Look at what he did to the families of the victims of the Hillsborough tragedy. Man is a disgrace. And he may well be coming back into some prominence now. I've seen him plastered all over GB News recently. Not that many people watch it, of course. I hear they're hemorrhaging money hand over fist. But, yeah. Be very wary of people like this. I'm very wary to believe anything they have to say.